Welcome back. Stepped on my line. Welcome back to the LooneyBin Podcast. This is episode 11? Question mark.
Sounds about right.
Pretty sure it's 11. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight we have Cole, Patrick. You guys probably know their names better than you know my name.
Yeah, who's this guy?
I'm Nate. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Thanks for coming out tonight.
Hey, you know what? Hey.
God.
Glad to be here.
Good to see you.
Glad to be here.
See you.
Patty.
What up, boys club? Hi.
Yeah. Hey, thanks.
There we go.
Glad to be here. Little late today.
Yeah,
I
sorry we're late.
apologize. Seems to happen every once in a while, but
More often than not.
yeah, you know, we got a lot of snowfall.
Mm-hmm. Lot of snowfall.
As all Minnesotans
Makes it
know
a
today.
little extra hard to search for the lost city of Atlantis.
That's what we were doing earlier today.
I actually watched several YouTube videos about Atlantis this morning.
Today?
Yeah, today.
Is this a bit or is it just?
No, it's real. I
That's
really
amazing.
did.
What did you learn?
Oh, I actually learned some really fascinating shit. Shall I say more?
Yeah, care to share?
Do you permit me to say
Yeah,
more?
yeah.
You're
Okay.
missed.
This is the Atlantis podcast now.
Ah, man. That'd be kind of fun because it's in some ways a lot less cool than you think. The real story of Atlantis. But it's also really fascinating.
How could it possibly be less cool than what I imagine?
Yeah, true.
Because Atlantis was never a real place.
Damn,
No.
that
It
hurts.
just wasn't. Plato wrote about it as a myth in his writings, which he did often. And it was like...
Plato did lie a lot.
He lied. And people are like, well, why did he say so incessantly that it was a real place in this myth? And there's a reason for that. I can't remember.
He also so incessantly claimed that Socrates existed.
All right. But yeah, anyways, that's the origin, and it went like that for many hundreds of years. Some people sort of thinking that it was real, but not actually. Until one day, a Confederate conspiracy historian
Named Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
named Donnelly.
Donnelly, The Rock.
Something Donnelly. He was this guy, and he was a fairly successful politician, but then post-successful politician, he kind of got shoved out of office. He was a representative of the great state of Minnesota. He was in the House of Representatives. One of the first representatives after we attained statehood. And he wasn't a Confederate or anything.
I thought you just said that he was.
He was at like sort of sympathize. He was wishy-washy on the political climate of the day.
Bit of an apologist.
But he was in the Civil War era. He was actually he was abolitionist. He was populist. He was a very big populist, which is very interesting because that was a movement in the late 1800s that you don't really think of.
What is that? What was that?
Like
What-
so,
what-
sort of
popularity?
socialist.
Populist.
Populist
Socialist.
is
Popular is very social.
he had this idea of an agrarian utopia where it's just small pockets of communities that are like mostly self-sufficient. Sure. And all the power is in the labor, basically.
I think that's also Jonas Hobbes' Utopia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That J-Man would. We should get him in touch with this dead. But he went a little bit nutso in his later years of writing books. Some of them are good, some of them are whatever. But one of them really is purporting that Atlantis was a real place and talking about all of this historical evidence.
His travels there.
And it no, as if it was an ancient place. There was a lot of other myths at the time about Atlantis. Atlantis came up all the time because it was this darling of like the ancient, beautiful, excellent white civilization where all of like I don't know. Anyways, Atlantis, not real, but a lot of people used its perceived reality to hurt people.
Hurt people?
Yeah, because if you say to somebody, you know, all the crazy architectural magnificent things in like Central America, South America, Asia, Africa,
Right.
you know, the
Were
places
actually built by Atlanteans.
you retcon it, and
who
yeah,
are
you
white.
say Atlanteans came here. You know, Atlantis it doesn't exist, but Atlantis came to all these places, did all these great things, and then they succumbed to race mixing. You know, and that's why it's hard to tell that there were white people here, but because now the island's underwater or in Antarctica, and we don't have any proof, but except for what Plato wrote, I guess.
Yeah, seems.
But no, it went really far, and this was
seems
like
pretty silly.
This was like a best-selling book in the late 1800s,
Wow.
and it was sort of blown out of proportion because this guy Donnelly was not like super evil, but he was a terrible historian.
Yeah, pretty bad at his job. Kind of like Homer.
How many books do you think a best-selling book in the 1800s sells?
Probably about 1,100.
No,
Really?
there were millions of people.
There were millions of people.
I was
Wait,
thinking
what year
less
was
than
this?
a less than. No.
How
There were
many-
millions of Americans.
Yeah.
In what
No.
year? In what year?
What year?
1800s.
1800s.
That's not a year.
There
That's
cannot-
a century.
There
That-
can't have been more than 50,000 people.
That's
in
a
America.
big change. Think about everything that happened between 1800 and 1899.
I never specified a year. I just said in the 1800s.
So
How many
1850.
books do you think? Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1850. How many people?
That's a good year.
How many people? How many books?
30 million people lived in America.
John, look it up.
30 million people lived in
And
America.
1850
it would require
in the U.S.
How many people lived in America in 1850
35,000 books.
to get, well, oh, another weird thing I learned recently is that the New York Times bestseller mark, you can just buy that.
It's entirely arbitrary.
It's entirely arbitrary.
Really?
You can just purchase that endorsement.
We should do that. We should make a LooneyBin coloring book.
Yes,
And
and
make
it's
it-
and make it a New York Times bestseller.
Yes.
Well, it costs a lot of money
no, we'll just
because
kickstart it.
you have to, like, at the outset, basically buy back your product, and
What?
you just get it.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
The
I'll-
answer for 1850,
Yeah.
the population was
Yeah.
23,191,836.
What did you say?
I said 30.
Yeah, you suck.
It's pretty far. It's not the super closest, but 23 million. Because I know there's like multiple millions of soldiers in the Civil War.
Fun
multiple
fact,
millions of
it was the
deaths.
7th
Not de- I don't know
census
about that.
ever in the United
Wow.
States.
wow.
Well, there
So
you
who
have
knows
it.
if that's accurate?
Because they still haven't figured it out quite. They're still getting out
Did you
So
guys
we're
kinks
not the kinks.
did
of
you
the
two,
census.
respond to the census in 2020?
Nope. No, I'm
Probably not.
Does Joe
No.
Biden know you exist?
Yeah.
Well, he's
Yeah.
paying for my college, hopefully. So
He's paying for your college, and hopefully you're paying taxes.
My family must have done
yeah,
it. Right?
I'm definitely
Well,
paying
did they?
taxes.
Yeah. Sure.
Hmm.
I wanted to talk about what you said about Atlantis and like the whole like mixing of cultures and like races, being like that's what it's like. It's inherently problematic the way that the story has been constructed.
Well, yeah.
Um,
I learned about Ancient Aliens, the show on History Channel.
That's what I was going to talk
Yeah.
about. And so it's basically the same thing. I thought it was always so cool to be like, oh yeah, like aliens, like how could they lift these massive boulders? Like they're way too heavy. Like obviously they need
Yeah.
anti-gravity machines to lift the boulders to
Yeah,
make
it's
the
a
pyramids.
bunch of Western folks
Exactly, being like
these
oh,
other civilizations couldn't have possibly done all these
yeah,
cool things.
they're not smart
There
enough
must
to do
be
that.
there must
Gotta
be
be
some
white aliens involved.
Some
or it's
supernatural
gotta be-
explanation
gotta
to
be
this.
aliens. Gotta be a lost continent. Like
Right.
Yep.
that makes way more sense than just them being good at math and
Yeah.
construction.
Right.
Yeah, no way. No
Yeah,
way
it
they
couldn't
did
be
all
it.
that math or
Could not
constructed
be
cool
it.
ramps and pulleys and whatnot.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Aliens. Do we think we're gonna see aliens soon? Think they're
No.
gonna no?
Not soon.
No.
Like human population confirming that,
I only believe in aliens because it's mathematically improbable for them to not exist.
right?
I don't really believe in aliens.
What?
Yeah, you guys know about grabby alien theory?
Grabby alien theory?
Shut up.
This has got to have
This is
something
real.
to do with
Yeah, okay.
canes.
No, it's real. No.
My
No.
grabbies.
No. Grabby alien theory is there has to be a timeline of sentient, like advanced species in the universe, right? Species in the universe that are able to leave their home
There has to?
Yeah.
star system. If it's infinite,
Right. If it's infinite,
but there also has to be a first one.
the odds that there aren't aliens are very, very low.
So a bunch of math people have calculated the odds that humans are the first species to be like pumping out radio waves and shit into space.
Pretty low.
It's not impossible though.
Yeah.
What is it?
Radio waves.
How many
travel
zeros
pretty
before the
far, though,
one?
like,
I don't know. Maybe we're first.
percentages.
Maybe we're not. But maybe they're just really far away. Maybe
Right.
there's nothing else in the Milky Way galaxy. Probably.
maybe we're just so far gone, in the wrong direction. We've strayed so far away from what is natural, good, and right, and like
That they don't
whatnot,
want anything
that
to do
there's
with
no
us.
reason for aliens to have gone down the same path.
I feel that
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean
Like,
by that exactly?
This-
most planets, if they do develop life, they would correct a thing like humans.
Yeah, like this
Mm,
this grind to extract all of the resources you possibly can from the earth
right.
for convenience and like among other things.
And monetary gain that only exists within the
Yeah.
planet.
So maybe it's a bit
That's only
optimistic.
valuable.
The oligarchy,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
feels like you would think that
Yeah.
another more wholesome alien
Right.
race might stray off that terrible
Might be
path.
Because-
content.
Think about it this way. If they they have to be better than us, because if they're any worse than us, they're probably all dead.
Yeah.
You can't get much worse than humans without completely going extinct.
Right. Well, it kind of goes back to the idea of like the great filter. So, hypothetically, if there's other alien life and we've already passed the great filter, the odds of them existing or ever reaching the like level of technological advancement that we have achieved are very, very low. But if the great filter is yet to come,
The great filter.
As
Do you mean,
in once you
Yes.
once you as a species like take
There's-
the movie
there's
Men
like
in
a-
Black. Take the movie Men in Black.
I'll take it.
Is this what you're
I'll
talking
take
about?
it. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Ah.
I haven't
Okay,
seen it
so
either.
humans sometime in the 1900s basically passed through the great filter, and they are sort of quasi a part of this galactic federation, but the people of Earth don't know about it yet. Only the leadership knows that there's a greater universe with all these aliens, but the public is left in the dark because they would freak out. They're not ready for it yet,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's basically like the great filter or whatever is
Yeah.
the Galactic Federation watching us, waiting for us to be ready to handle their
Right,
existence.
right,
Is that what you're saying?
No.
Nah, well,
More of
Good
like
try.
if you take life, and you create it an infinite number of times, and you just kind of let that happen naturally, right? That flow. There should be some event, like there has to be for there to be that few alien life forms in the universe that we can like acknowledge
Which is
to any degree,
zero
which
right
is
now.
zero right now. There should like hypothetically be some filter event that's preventing them all from reaching a further stage.
Like
it's gotta be
technologically.
so early though.
Yeah, so it's either incredibly early and we passed, or it hasn't happened yet
Right. And we're
and
gonna.
we're fucked.
Yeah.
What do you mean? How are we fucked?
Well, if the great filter, if we haven't encountered that obstacle yet,
But also, you have no idea. Like,
then we're probably all gonna
the
die.
great
We're
filter.
probably the obstacle.
So true.
Damn.
It's
Damn.
us. It's life. It's life
It's-
getting a little.
it's probably-
It's life getting a little too good at its job, and its
Too good
job
at taking over.
of dominating and self-preservation,
Yes, right.
whatever, and fucking the rest of it, and not realizing that as much as we individually are living bodies, it's also there's things bigger than that.
As much as you'd like to
The
reject this,
ecosystem.
we are a part of an ecosystem.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you can't get away from it.
Yeah.
No.
As like, no matter how far away from it you hide yourself away,
No matter how
your actions,
fucky we do the crops and stuff.
right? Your actions still affect the greater biosphere. And it's like it's something you're going to rely on for the rest of human time.
It's the great filter thing is confusing though, because isn't there multiple? Wouldn't there be like multiple?
Yeah, there could be
filters
multiple
like that?
filters.
Because no, it does seem highly insane that we had the right shit on Earth
Yeah.
to be able to start making the right bubbles happen going on.
There,
But you know, I don't
there's
know. We've had plenty of time.
Lots of time.
Have you guys listened to the Joe Rogan and Bob Lazar episode of the Joe
I
Rogan
think
podcast?
he's been on there a few times. I may have
I
listened
think
to
you're
one
right.
No, I've
or
not.
one of them at some
May-
point in my
yeah.
past.
Do you know who Bob Lazar is?
Yeah,
Okay.
Is he the economist?
I know that. I haven't
No.
seen
Different
Joe
guy.
Rogan.
He,
Nice.
He's
call.
he
All
got-
right.
no,
He's
he's
the
he's the alien
economist.
abduction guy, right?
he was not abducted.
Oh.
He worked at
Oh, he worked at yeah.
in something Alamo. It's basically like Area 52, not 51. But
Keep the medium bad stuff.
yeah, so basically he was recruited because he just this crazy engineer dude out of college, and he was recruited to reverse engineer alien propulsion systems. So basically he got to work with anti-gravity machines and try and figure out how they worked and stuff like that. Anyway, so like, right, the first instinct is to be like, wow, that's a fucking load of crap. That's a cool
I think I
idea,
have
like
actually
cool
listened to
story.
this podcast. I
But,
remember
like-
thinking this is either the coolest thing ever, or this guy is so full of shit.
So either this dude has to have like, he has to believe this.
I can't believe he hasn't been assassinated by now.
He's safe though. Like he because he's gone so public and because everyone knows who he is now.
Right.
If he was to die like mysteriously,
It would
like
just
maybe
confirm it.
you know, like obviously people important have died mysteriously and
Yeah,
nobody
it's a much
figures it out. But
better tactic for them to just
Pretend he's
discredit.
crazy.
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
and that's what they did.
Also,
So that's another big thing of why like a lot of people believe in this is because Bob Lazar started talking about this stuff, and all of his school records were
Expunged.
yes, and like disappeared from any sort of like database. But basically people were able to find newspapers and newspaper clippings of pictures of him in the classes with all of his students.
Way.
So like you can't just be like,
aren't
oh
there
well,
any
he made it up.
eyewitnesses of people that he went to college with? either?
Yeah, that too.
People
Yeah.
who remember him.
So anyway, there's so much, like I could never go through all of it, but that's a crazy story. If you believe in aliens, you're going to love it. If you don't believe in aliens, this will blow your mind, because I didn't believe in aliens. I listened to it and I was like, what the like
yeah, it was a big
it was
what the fuck.
It was crazy.
This came out a few years ago, didn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Yeah, like
I
5
do
years ago
now
or something
recollect. I
ridiculous
don't
like that.
know. I don't know what to think of it. I don't know
Yeah.
what to make of it.
The reason why it came out was, I'm pretty sure, I was trying to remember, and then I looked it up a little bit. In 2017, that's when his workplace was raided by the FBI because of his so-called, like, the basis of him is element 115.
Yeah.
That is like what he's accused of stealing.
Mhm.
It's from the government lab.
Wow.
And so he was
Element
arrested.
115.
You
Isn't
mean
it like an
115?
unstable?
It's a stable isotope of something.
I thought that's what you used to make zombies in Black Ops 1.
Similar.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is. But essentially what he did is that once he kind of came out of it and he left, certain allegations kept coming forward. Like in 1990, he was, charged with aiding a sex or like a prostitution ring. And then pandering or charge of illegal possession or trading. The reason why they raided it is they thought that he was a suspect of interest of a murder investigation all the way out in Michigan. That's like
Weird.
they're drawing things differently.
Right.
Yes, he does say there's something else out there, but he doesn't explicitly.
No.
Like you say, it just is like extraterrestrial. He shows images,
Yep.
and through that whole series, he actually has someone else on who did That's the one with the producer on it, correct? The
Yeah.
one that you're talking
Yeah.
about? That
Yep.
producer comes back later on, just recently this past year, and talks more and more about other stuff
Yep.
that's coming forward with the new the new law that they allowed for the government to give out information of what they have found that just came out within the past year or two. And so they're slowly sending stuff out that the government, U.S. military, has seen images and like radar images, infrared stuff that they're now processing. So there's a lot of information out there. It's just as embedded through military documents.
Aliens are real or aliens are not real?
Aliens is such a generalized term; it can't even be called aliens. It's stuff that is unknown.
Yeah.
Essentially, what
Yeah.
it is. It's like it doesn't our physics today doesn't define it.
And it's kind of crazy to listen to him because even if like he's given like if he's given a question of like, so like, are aliens real then? Like he's never like, yes, aliens are definitely real, like you have to believe me. It's like, I never saw an actual alien. I saw technology that is not able to be created by humans at the point where we are technologically. So we have this technology. I personally don't have any other information about it.
Yeah.
But this stuff, I touched it with my own hands. And so it's weird stuff.
All right.
But it's great.
All right. That's all.
All right. Next one. How about the simulation theory?
All right. Well, I think simulation theory falls in pretty well with Western religion, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Really?
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
So, and I think we'll both leave it at that. No, why don't you expound a bit? Go.
Well, the difference between our world existing in a simulation, like Rick and Morty style, of some like middle schoolers' art project in a more technologically advanced world, is really not very far off from, oh, there's an all-powerful creator that snapped the universe together in 7 days.
Or that there's
And they're in charge of everything, and all we need to do is bow down.
Well, I don't think simulation theory has a deity
I think
involved.
maybe I should have.
All I'm saying is it's
I
the
think
same thing.
I think I might be a little bit more tender with
I
it.
think I can see some similarities, but I don't know. I don't know if I would go as far as
I don't think that I don't think that the I don't think that the deity is the part that makes it similar. I think it, well, I guess technically, but I think it's just like the afterlife, or like the beyond, like parallel dimension, whatever the source of whatever is like making this simulation happen is something to be understood or attained.
That makes less sense to me.
I think we have a different idea of what we think simulation theory is. Because, so what I've heard is that, I mean, I can see how it, anyway, so what I know simulation theory as is that the human race evolves far enough to create computers that are powerful enough to simulate human life.
Yeah. Like simulate our entire world existence, everything.
Yes.
Like they can hold on to all of that data
Yes.
and just put it in a physics engine that works really well
Yes.
and let the AI run wild.
Right.
Right.
And basically that's saying that the odds of what we are living right now being the first instance of human life
Right.
is very, very low
Right.
versus the probability of us being one of the infinite amount of human recreations
Right.
through a computer
Right.
after the
I
first
don't-
one
So-
I don't
gets to
know
that
if we're gonna
point.
make it that far.
I don't think it makes sense. I mean, it does make sense. Like from a probability standpoint, sure, but
I don't
Right.
think it matters very
It doesn't-
much
yeah, it
to,
doesn't
to the
matter.
human
Right.
experience.
it
We're getting in the weed on so much of this, and like I think that we're so it's easy as a young maybe man, especially maybe not just person, to get entranced with this type of
Yeah.
like cutting edge thinking. But I really don't think it actually informs the human experience that much.
No,
And it
that
doesn't-
one definitely doesn't. at
No,
all.
because it literally doesn't matter at all.
right,
It doesn't impact anything
right.
you'll
You're just
ever
like,
know.
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's
Right.
just like, oh, that's a funny thought.
Right.
Basically, like,
Yeah, it's like
there's no reason for me to believe it, and there's no reason for me to not believe it. Like,
right.
sure.
Right.
and like learning that particles can exist in different places at once and that nothing is technically provably real, you know, that matter, you cannot actually definitively prove its location
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff, is apparently fact.
Apparently,
Well, it is a fact. I've been doing it for years.
It is certainly fact, but it just has not a lot
You're
of
telling me
bearing.
you can't be in two places at once?
Not like that. I can be in two places at once for sure.
I'm doing it right now.
Mentally, always.
But anyways, I don't think that it really affects us very much.
No, I don't think it does.
You
Like-
know, there's 3, like, it's called a trilemma, right? That the simulation argument is a trilemma.
Elaborate.
So there's 3 different scenarios that the guy who came up with it kind of said. And so does not directly argue that humans live in a simulation, but his trilemma argues that one of the 3 unlikely seeming propositions is almost certainly true. So the 3 is a fraction of human-level civilizations that reach a post-human stage, that is one capable of running high-fidelity ancestor simulations, is very close to 0, or the fraction of post-human civilizations that are interested in running simulations of their evolutionary histories or variations, therefore, is very close to 0, or the fraction of all people with our kind of experiences that are living in a simulation is very close to 1.
That
That
might have gone
Looney-
over my head.
Yep,
I'm
so
just going
that
to pretend
one-
like John didn't say any of that, and you guys should just continue talking about what you guys were going to talk about.
I thought
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
not
pretty
totally-
important because it's not based on just the fact that we're living in a simulation.
Yeah.
Right.
We
right.
are, though.
That's a different theory.
But
It's
what,
kind-
the things that make people say that are so whatever.
It's-
though,
it's
right?
kinda like
oh
the
my
equivalent-
gosh, a coincidence happened.
It's a party trick sort of
Yeah.
thing to have in your pocket.
It's like,
To be
guys,
like,
I am
hey,
so smart.
Exactly.
And you
Hey,
are- and
it's
you
the-
are so
It's
dumb.
what the comm major can pull out of his ass when he's talking to all of his physics friends.
Yeah.
How do you think the universe is going to end?
The universe?
Yeah.
Heat death, right?
Heat death.
Our sun exploding.
Ooh, heat death.
Where it all equalizes.
I was thinking more of like a big crunch, personally.
The
big-
big crunch?
The
So
big
it's all
crunch.
going to come together as a mass
Yeah.
and go back.
And it's going to make that sound.
Well, you think it's going to start over then? Because
It will
all
make a
matter
sound
will
in
be
space.
at a fixed point and then
it's
it'll big bang
exactly like
itself
this.
once again?
Big loop.
I don't think so.
Huh.
Yeah, that's all right.
I don't think so. I think all the matter in the universe is going to be infinitely spread and just it'll keep going, I guess.
Yeah, it'll just keep going.
Well, actually, I don't know if that'll happen either.
Yeah, who knows?
I think there's
I don't
like
know.
a giant gargantuan space cat that kind of like floats through.
Ooh.
And then like he's basically just
little
going
Pop-Tart, little
Yeah,
rainbow behind the ass.
Similar.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of just floats through, just doing his own thing,
Mhm.
avoiding star systems and the
Mhm.
such. But every once in a while, his tail,
Yeah.
a little out of
a
control,
little
get a
swipe.
smack,
little whiff of that
Yeah.
space catnip, and then
and our entire Milky Way galaxy just
Yeah.
eviscerated
Launched.
in an
In
instant.
a similar vein, I think it's going to be a big lady steps on it. Big lady steps on the
Big
universe.
lady,
Are you
big
guys-
mother.
are you guys
Big lady.
flat universe,
Mm.
sphere universe, or potato or
Pringles.
Pringle chip universe?
I'm
You're
Pringles.
Of course you're
I'm
Pringle man.
Pringles.
I knew you'd be a Pringles.
I'm a Pringles universer.
I have only thought of it as a
A sphere.
saucer. Yeah.
Oh,
As
Like
a
a-
saucer.
saucer.
You've only
the
thought of
flat
it as
version.
a
Flat,
saucer.
flat.
Flat version.
Yeah.
Flat version.
I think it's because that's how it's usually illustrated, and I just haven't thought that it's any different.
Yeah, flat works real well with the peepers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And paper.
And paper.
Why isn't it just like a sphere?
Well, those are the 3 options. I proposed them, and you chose Pringles. So now you're
Yeah, I
feeling
chose
a little
Pringles.
flippy floppy.
Well, no, I'm like when you see, I don't know. Oh gosh,
Oh gosh.
Probably a sphere, right?
guys,
Well, it's one of the three.
I'm gonna
We don't
start-
We don't know.
We don't know.
I'm gonna start melting.
Guys, my brain's about it's. I think I'm
Who
on
told us
50.
to talk about this? Why did I start talking about Donnelly and his Atlantis theory?
I'm sorry.
All right, can
I'm
we
sorry.
trace it back quick? So
what are we
Donnelly to Atlantis to
We were shoveling. Too
blaming
much snow.
blaming all of ancient non-European civilizations
To aliens.
on aliens
2 aliens.
to aliens.
Atlantis?
What?
We're past Atlantis.
Atlantis was the
Sorry,
beginning.
I thought
we're
we were
going.
going
We're going
backwards.
forward in
We're
time.
going
We're going
forwards.
We're coming
Yeah.
back. We're
That's
coming
the funny
back
thing
to where
about
we
time.
are.
Bob Lazar.
Goes
Aliens,
forward and back at the same
Lazar.
time.
Are aliens real? Are aliens grabby? Are we aliens? And we didn't actually talk about that, but and then
You're talking about like advanced humans being what we think are aliens right now.
beep beep boop bop boop beep.
Like a little tardigrade situation.
Anyway,
Mm.
guys,
Big-
time travel.
Ah,
we are the
but-
aliens.
You found me.
What if we are? Hey, what if we are the product of a seed world?
Oh, like one of your stories?
Yes, I do. Speculative biology, speculative evolution is
Fascinating.
something that I'm very fascinated by, and I dabble in.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Sometimes. It is.
Are you familiar?
No.
So
It is a-
imagine.
Sure.
Imagine you got a big world with nothing on it.
You're explaining a seed world, which is one.
Well, that's where we started.
It's a subgenre of speculative biology.
All right, you explain the big umbrella.
The big umbrella is basically applying the concept of evolution creatively onto,
Just for fun.
just for fun, made up life forms like you're making. I don't know. It's an art form.
it's
It
like
is
a-
an art
It's like
form.
Minecraft.
It's like a world building
It's a world building
experiment, fun little
thing.
thoughtful thing.
Yeah. Sometimes you're making it to make like some kind of crazy different like sentient species. Sometimes you're just trying to make like your own, just like how life begins and what types of life exist on this
Yeah.
weird planet or whatever. What were we talking about?
Birds.
Oh, yeah. But one concept, one really fun subgenre of that weird hobby that people have because they want to,
Because they're weird.
you get to be a little bit of a god for a moment.
Yep.
Mhm.
Little playing of God. You get the seed world. Big empty world.
Yeah, you go basically
Is it
to
totally empty or does it have some stuff
it's an
on it?
empty planet. You
Totally
terraform
empty.
it, you give it an atmosphere, and then you put
Three
existing
things.
real
things.
real earth animals there.
Mm.
Ants
Ants, guppies, and canaries are
and
the animals.
sunflowers. So 4
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, ants, guppies, canaries, sunflowers, and there was a sea plant.
There was
Yeah, but they don't really talk about it because who cares? Something to feed the guppies.
something to feed the guppies.
And then they basically just say, all right, 20 million years later, the canaries have evolved to split and, fulfill different niches in the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The guppies have become
Big, small,
gargantuan, tiny. Some of them are starting to
fast,
come up onto land.
slow, flying.
The ants are
submerged.
pretty much ants. But it's about the canaries and the
sunflower
fish.
trees. I mean,
Sunflowers are turning into
Gotcha.
trees, turning into grasses, turning into all these things
you
because
just
they're
do little check-ins
to
every
fill in
20 to
different
100 million
niches
years.
of whatever.
Yeah.
And what if Earth was planted by something else?
Yeah. So
But what's weird about that is that it's all micro, probably, based on our understanding of Earth's history, I guess.
it's all
You know.
micro. You get real small.
Well,
A little pre-Cambrian action.
yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem very exciting to plant that
Plant tiny microbes.
unless
Hey.
it was on accident.
It's not exciting to us,
Pretty
Yeah, I
exciting to
guess.
them.
but maybe it's exciting to them.
Because maybe they're thinking, oh, to achieve the most different, cool, diverse situation,
Yes,
we're going to plant
right.
microbes instead of sunflower seeds.
Right. Because there's more time to branch.
Yeah,
There's
more
more ways that it
branchability.
can go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like, how do you get giant mushrooms?
I think we should make a game where it's that, but it's on a smaller, like a shorter time span. So you actually encounter every single evolutionary change, and you have to figure out what that change is based on what
and
it's
then they have to
what
get in a
it's
ring.
involved in.
It's you have your little evolutionary experiment, and your buddy has theirs. And
Right.
In the end, they duke it out
That's
in a cage.
that is what Spore is.
No.
What's
It is.
You never played Spore?
Okay.
Spore is
Spore's
goofy.
Spore's so
goofy
old.
and
We're gonna
whatever.
pretend like it doesn't
old.
exist.
Spore
It's
does
so
not.
old.
Spore doesn't like play by the
doesn't-
rules of science in any way.
Yeah, not
but
at all.
that still
Okay,
is what Spore.
We bring
is.
AI into it. That's how it.
So we
that's how it's
basically we
known.
take away the player agency and like the actual control over the life form.
Yeah. So you're instead of your playing the life form, you're God,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you control the petri dish and the conditions to try and make cool things.
Yes, but it ultimately dictates itself.
But the
it's
AI
working off of the
It's
different things that are.
cycling super fast to
I'm
like
getting a
get the
headache.
iterations. And
All
stuff.
right.
Oh God.
Can we
Make the
talk
game.
about something? Can we talk about something else?
Something easy.
Yeah, yeah.
Something
Got a
easy?
lot of
Let's
snow
talk
on the
about
ground
cheese.
today.
Let's talk about cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah,
Oh, Man,
cheese.
what kind of cheese?
What do you want to
Some
talk
real
about,
wet
Patrick?
Mozz.
Let's talk about.
Little ricotta ricola.
Ricola.
Oh man.
You good, buddy?
Oh man.
Keep your brain in your head.
You talk about rain, soft rain.
Yeah, let's talk about soft rain.
Soft rain.
What, what was that genre of music we discovered recently? It was good for the blood vessels and the no?
Negative ion music.
I don't know, some kind
What?
of special soothing music that's good for your blood vessels.
Oh,
I'm kind of interested.
wait.
I don't know.
Can we get
There was
that
a
on?
frequency thing.
It was a YouTube autoplay situation.
There was a
You get the right frequency.
thing
get the
that
right
I
life.
started doing my senior year of college, where there's stuff like this on Spotify, but it's basically a specific frequency.
Alpha waves, beta waves, theta waves, gamma waves.
no.
What are they? What's my?
So like
Tell
a
me
like
the
a
frequency,
like a
the
like a
hertzage.
I don't remember. I
But what
want
do
to
they
say it's
do?
like
Bet it's
5700
hey,
or
let
57
him talk.
57.
What do they do?
Basically, it like interrupts all those like micro thoughts that are happening up in your head that like if you can't focus, you know, like you're trying to do something, but you always have these little like in the back of your head. This basically interrupts all those things, and you're able to focus on one single thing. So it's basically Adderall in the form of sound wave.
Musical Adderall.
Yeah. And it
For
kind of
4
worked actually.
payments
I'll
of $19.99.
I'll believe it when I hear it.
It
We'll see.
try it out.
Yeah, we'll shake the walls
Try it
later.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, we'll shake the walls
Om.
with that good frequency. Maybe something that we have talked about, but we can just kind of sit with it. We're not trying to, educate.
True.
We're just trying to be like, if you were a bird,
Mm-hmm.
What kind of bird would you want to be?
I like this.
what would you?
What would you do?
If you were a bird,
Yeah.
how would you
Use your newfound power?
want your species to sort of
Oh, species
behave?
level? Are we
Do I
making
have
new
to have an
birds, or
opinion on my
are we-
species?
Are we picking out birds?
Can
Like
I
you
have-
can pick out a bird and be like, I really like what they got going on over in this bird, but I also really want to do this thing that this other bird
Little
does.
like fusion?
Bird fusion.
So
Bird fusion
wait,
ha?
are we creating our ideal bird right now?
yeah,
If you
ideal
were gonna
bird.
be
If
the
we
bird.
were going to be the bird.
Creating our ideal bird.
All right. I immediately think of albatross.
Yep.
Sure. I think we all did.
Big
No.
bird.
I think I did also.
So you too.
Big bird, big wingspan, big
Yeah.
soaring potential. You want
Mhm.
soaring potential?
Yes. I want gliding on the what is that called? Heat draft
Updrafts?
updrafts.
Yeah.
I want soaring. I want ocean
want the soaring,
spray.
Ocean spray.
You know.
Ocean spray.
You want their nests are just these weird little things perched up on the rocks.
Hell
of
yeah.
These remote islands.
Hell
and they
yeah.
You guys ever hear about the riddle of the albatross sandwich?
Yep, I have.
It's a terrible thing.
What is that?
Give it.
Give it.
Yeah, give it.
Gimme.
But then we're not doing what I said, and we're not sitting with the topic.
We're
for a
not
little
sitting
bit.
with it. We're not sitting with it.
Okay.
That's for another time,
Maybe.
class.
All right. So
I kind of went in
Any
the
other
opposite
bird
direction.
traits?
I was thinking more of a hummingbird.
Well, I'm in between.
Hmm.
I want
little 4D
But
flight
with
there.
the dragonfly wings
3-dimensional.
for perfect
4-dimensional.
maneuverability.
maneuverability, fly backwards and forwards at ease without changing speed much. Stop on a dime.
Mm-hmm.
Real saucy. So I was thinking,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, a hummingbird, dodging, weaving,
Mm-hmm.
diving, splicing, maybe with like some like hex tech augments going on.
Fuck.
So you're really just We're not. Were you gonna break the rules? You're gonna break the rules of bird?
Yeah, I am.
You're breaking the bird rules, man.
You're breaking all the bird rules
It's
that
a.
we've laid
What do
out
you
for
mean?
you.
It's an intelligent bird. Of course, it can make
better-
technology.
Hey, you get this one.
Oh no, you can't give the bird anything that a different bird doesn't have. So you say like, I'm saying
This is what elementary school was for Patrick. He was like, "You have to play my game, and you
Play
can't
by
break
the
the rules.
rules."
Oh, yeah.
These are the rules."
you can only be as well. Listen to me. First of all, for a second, listen.
I want a
And-
jetpack.
Listen and learn and hear and
I want
understand.
rockets.
I'm listening.
You,
and
your
sword
bird,
feet.
your bird cannot be smarter than
Hey, I'm gonna be the bird, which means I
Hey!
get to.
your bird cannot be smarter than a raven. It cannot be
Okay.
bigger. It cannot have a bigger wingspan than the albatross. It cannot weigh more than the turkey vulture. It cannot be faster than a peregrine falcon. It cannot be smaller than the smallest hummingbird.
I don't like your rules.
Those are the parameters. There's so much wiggle room in there. There's so much room. You can, because I'm letting you say you can make an albatross that is as fast as a peregrine falcon. I'm letting you say that. That's insane.
I want a
That's a
robo-bird.
stealth. That's a bomber. You can't
Okay.
just be a robot.
It's a bird with robot.
But what? Why does it need the?
Bits.
Why does it need the
I
robot
don't know, I
parts?
think it'd be fun. Like you got your little squadron, like B-movie style, of a bunch of hummingbirds
So-
with their little cool personalized niche robo bits, and then you go out into the jungle and
What is the function of the robo bits?
Yeah, there's a
Purely
bajillion
aesthetic.
No, it's for like
Oh.
multifaceted. It's
I
like
like
a multi-tool on my bird.
All right, so let's think of a natural equivalent to a multi-tool that exists
Oh.
on a bird.
I want like
Probiscuous.
I want like a beak that
Prob-
can change form depending on the task at hand.
Oh God, that's not gonna work. Birds don't have that actually.
Yeah, sorry, birds don't have that.
No
actually.
birds have
Can you have like a
shape-shifting
cycling
beaks.
one? Like it kind of
actually.
just goes.
In all my bird knowledge,
I want.
I can't
I
recall
want my,
anything like that.
my legs to retract like airplane wheels.
Well, I mean, like
With
chickens
different-
can kind of do that. They like cover up their legs with their fluff when
Yeah,
they
a
a
sit
lot
down.
of birds shove their legs into
Yeah,
their
and,
fluff
but when they
they're
come back
flying.
out, they're
Like
different.
geese, like
They're different.
different.
Yeah, sometimes they're like claws.
There are species of birds who
Swords.
basically like eat their own organs while they prepare for long flights.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
What?
Like their organs shrivel to take up less weight
Oh,
for
like
them to go
like-
for long
so
flights. And then
their
when they come
body-
back, they eat, and then the organs sort of grow back to their normal
I see what you're saying.
size and purpose.
See what you're saying now. Like their
So-
body takes up all the nutrients from those organs
a
and
little bit of a-
redistributes it.
It's a little bit of a shape-shifting
bit like a tree.
bird.
Shape-shifting bird.
A little bit of a shape-shifting bird there.
So can I copy or like can I use more than 2 birds in
Absolutely.
this thing? I can
Absolutely.
infinite number
It's like
of birds.
it's like when it's like you see there's like NBA Instagram posts where it's like if you could have
Yeah.
anyone's IQ, anyone's ball handling, anyone's court vision,
Right,
anyone's
right. What's
leadership,
your-
anyone's athleticism, and you're taking like player,
your
player,
combo? Yeah,
different
yeah.
player for all of them.
yeah, to make the ultimate.
You make the ultimate bird. And I've grown as a person. I'm willing to be wrong. You can do robot powers.
No, now I'm standing firm in this.
Come on.
No.
You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I want little machine guns on the bottom.
Yeah, you want machine guns? You want shapeshifter? Bird? Make it unrecognizable.
It's
If you
devolving.
want to call it a bird, by all means.
Well, like you before your
My
flight
bird.
out,
Well, no, because it is
Before you-
fun.
before
I'm gonna
your-
make a ghost bird.
before your flight out,
My
you-
bird is a ghost
you
and it
stick
has
your
ghost
beak
powers
into
of a
different
phantom.
hole. Like Danny Phantom style.
No,
No.
Like,
different.
Okay, so
like like the ghost in my head.
All right,
You're
so-
just gonna
Oh,
have
nice,
to trust me
nice,
on
thanks.
Okay, wait.
it. My bird also is packing a
Glock.
desert eagle.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say just a big dick.
No, that's a duck. You want penis of a?
kinda-
No,
But,
you do not want a duck penis. They're corkscrews. They got barbs on them.
yeah, I know. That's what's crazy, right?
It kind of just. Helicopter that bitch.
Yeah, ducks commit more rape than like most species.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's terrible.
Well,
Oh, is that why
dolphins
they
are up
have
there.
them like
Yeah,
that?
so they can get 'em stuck in there.
No, I don't want that.
Yeah,
on
fuck
my
your
bird.
duck.
Yeah, fuck your duck.
All right,
Take it
so
back.
penis
All
of a blue jay. I
There
don't
we
know.
go.
That's fine.
No,
I
much
like-
more-
normal
much
bird
more
penis,
appropriate,
right?
yeah.
I like
Probably.
the idea of being able to like change the state of my like matter, right? So like
Shape-shifting.
going way up,
Mm.
and then just like lead, just and then just
Oh my
flying out,
gosh.
you know?
Right. You lock in your bones, and you're just
Right.
like, so you're just made of.
Wouldn't you fall at
Carbon
the same
fiber.
speed regardless?
Yes.
Once you hit terminal velocity, but the acceleration.
No, the acceleration's the same.
Yeah, it's just
It's
air-
9.8
it's
no
just
matter what.
Wait,
it's
what?
just a question of
Yeah.
air resistance.
Gravity.
You want to be
Pull you the same
smaller,
Yeah.
if you wanna
Air
go
resistance
faster.
is the only thing.
Oh,
Mhm.
right.
so you want to be aerodynamic and small if you want to go fast, like a falcon, like
I'll
a
do
peregrine
that.
falcon.
I'll do
Yeah,
that.
it's all aerodynamic.
So basically, you want to be a big bird that can really shrivel itself up into just a needle.
Right,
Into
right.
a needle.
Literally,
That
and
just
it just goes.
drops.
It's shaped like this. It just goes. "Ear."
Yep.
Or
Yep.
jet bird.
Jet bird.
Jet bird. Imagine a bird with the open mouth and like a jet engine. So it's the air intake and it's going through the bird and then coming out the cloaca of the bird.
Right.
Because as we all know, birds have one hole.
Absolutely.
It's called the cloaca.
Didn't know that. Thanks.
Pee
It's
pee
where
and poo-poo.
all the pee pee and poo poo come out.
And the babies.
And the eggs. So it's a jet bird.
Do you have like wings, or are
Well,
you
that's how
kinda
you
more...
go faster than terminal velocity. I'm saying that's how you
Oh,
go.
that makes
That's
a
how
lot
we
of sense.
push it to go
Right.
faster.
I was thinking maybe like when you go underwater, your feet spin like propellers.
That's cool.
This is so much more fun than like trying to be smart or talk about
You're right.
things that matter.
I'm never gonna.
Not
talk
that
about
those
stuff
things that we
ever
were
again.
talking
'Cause
about
they don't
before really
matter.
mattered.
They do not matter.
But also,
nearly
like,
as much as RoboBird.
You don't want to be responsible for misinformation when it comes to,
That's also true.
What, aliens?
I guess.
What, Pringle-shaped
That
universes?
affects people's psyche in a major way.
Pringle-shaped universe affect psyche major way.
No, but like, I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
People can really latch on to the idea of aliens
You
and
heard
stuff.
it here. Please, no latching tonight.
Yeah. anything
Unless
that-
it's
To
to
a
your
robo-bird.
bird mate.
Yep, bird.
anything that we
consensual
say that
bird
is
mating.
not
Consensual bird
bird
mating.
related, just assume that we don't know what we're talking about.
But if it is
If
bird
it is
related,
bird related,
Expert right
then
here.
we are
Take that as
the
fact.
foremost.
you can go. You will like go to your biology professor. Please try. Start a discussion in your class.
Birds could be jets if they wanted to.
Right.
If they
say
wanted
that
to,
to
they
him.
would.
Say that to him that they physically can, and stand firm in that belief.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're right and your
And
professor's wrong.
And it brings me to my next question.
Mhm.
How do we make space birds happen?
Space birds?
Space
is it a
helmets
is
on
it
the
a problem?
birds.
Okay, so
I feel like
If
the
you-
pressure is going to be a major problem.
the pressure's a major problem. Temperature's a major problem. Breath holding is a major problem.
I feel like that's the smallest issue, actually.
Breath holding?
Yeah. Because we've got birds that dive for long times and do
Yeah,
all
but you have
kinds
to
of
hold
weird
it for
shit.
like multiple months.
Guys, I hate to say it. I think the answer is RoboBird.
Suck it.
You gotta take the blood out of the bird, out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
No organic
Hey,
matter left
if
in
my
the bird.
bird has Hextech augments, it could probably have a astronaut suit.
Oh yeah.
Astro bird.
No, guys.
Astro
No,
bird.
we're dumb. You just
Astro
need to make the bird smart enough to make an
That
astronaut
fucking
suit.
Duh.
It ain't hard.
Oh, easy.
God, get fucked.
Guys, glad we came to a consensus on that.
Cheers.
What's another bird challenge?
Where do you think the bird would go first once it got to space?
The moon. It's the closest
That makes
rock.
sense.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you think a bird would do in space? Like just travel?
Flap.
Probably.
Until it realized it couldn't go anywhere. Because there's nothing to flap on.
So he needs jets.
Yeah, it needs jets.
You need to bring Jetbird back.
Jetbird's got to be
But
the
also
one in the
no,
suit.
jet engines rely on air intake.
True.
So it's
All right,
not a
so
jet
it's,
bird.
it's
It's a
gotta
rocket
burn.
bird. It's a rocket bird.
Rocket bird.
And that's how
I
you
love this.
That's how you work off a panic attack.
Yeah. 101.
I can't talk about aliens. I have to talk about birds.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I
A
like
lot of people
birds
probably
better.
feel the same way.
Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah. God, fuck 'em.
All right, so, yeah, where are we going with this? John, what do you got?
What's the season right now out? Oh, is it snowy?
It is snowy. We've
It's a
talked
little
about
bit
it a couple
winter.
times now. Nice,
Christmas is coming up.
good, wet snow all over
Anybody
the world.
else love the Grinch?
No, I kind of always hated the Grinch, to be honest.
Well, I love the Grinch.
like, why couldn't you just be good from the start?
What do you think? Hold on.
Bitch?
That is no way to treat people.
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think a relationship with the Grinch would look like a sexual relationship?
Me?
Your sexual relationship with the Grinch?
Me
No,
and
just-
the Grinch?
No, just a sexual relationship.
He seems not interested in a sexual relationship. but-
Not at all.
No.
Hmm.
Way
Well, oh,
too
no,
in-
he does.
Way,
He
Way
does.
too into himself.
No, that's in lore. He's kind of horny for the mayor's wife.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
Oh,
go somewhere else with
yeah.
that.
Oh, me
For
too.
the dog,
I thought-
Max.
No,
No.
no,
For the
worse.
child,
I
Cindy
know.
Lou Who.
I know.
Yes,
I
that's
was
what I
like-
thought you were
like-
gonna
No,
say.
no, for the mayor's wife.
Oh,
The Grinch would never do that.
Right, because they were
Right.
they were mates back in school, primary school.
Yeah,
right?
and he had a crush on her.
Yeah.
And she had a crush on him.
yeah, and then he fucked his face up.
And then he fucked his face up at the
Right.
raisins. Everybody laughs at him. He says, I hate you. Lift up the tree. Throw it at the children. Storm out of the building.
Go live on Mount.
Go
Olympus.
live on the mountain. Hate Christmas. Hate everyone in Whoville. And that brings us to where we are. But he went without sexual relations for
That is a
that's
a
so
that's a
long.
long
a
pent
long
up-
time. That's
And-
probably why he's pissed.
That, I
you
think, is actually a
imagine?
really good case against the incel argument that humans are entitled to sex. The Grinch
Oh.
proves us
Is that a real argument?
Right.
it's dumb as hell, right?
Interesting.
It
Grinch-
is a dumb.
The Grinch proves to us that you're not entitled to sex.
Right.
Right.
But he's still gonna get pissed off and ruin Christmas for everyone because
That's
of it.
not
He's
why.
still
I
gonna
don't
be a-
think it's why. No, the lack of sex was not what made him hate Christmas and hate everyone. It was the
You don't
public
think so?
humiliation.
What if it's
The
deep in
public humiliation for being a Harry Green boy.
It was just part of the festering.
Guys, when are we gonna get? Okay, so you got, so you guys know about the the Pooh Bear and the Mickey. Is it Mickey Mouse? Horror movie
Clubhouse. Oops.
where all like it all went.
I hate it because I love Winnie the Pooh and everything that it stands
Yeah, me
for.
too.
It
I
all.
hate that.
What is it?
Never seen
Public
it.
public domain.
Yeah.
So those characters reached public domain, and so people were like, "Fuck it, let's just make a horror movie with those characters," and they did. When are we gonna see the Grinch serial killer film?
Is it in the public domain? Yet?
Yeah, when
I'm
you want to
not
look that up, John? When
It's
when
gonna
the
be a
Grinch-
while
I think
Winnie
it's
the
120 something.
because
years.
Disney keeps pushing it, basically paying the government to push back
That's a
when
fact.
things
Really?
go
It
into the
was
public
originally
domain, so
not-
that Mickey Mouse won't go into the
The
public
mouse
domain.
is the primary, in fact, probably the sole reason that it's over 120 years.
Because it used
Wow.
to be 50.
or
Maybe
less.
if
They
that.
probably started with less, and they just kept
They
pumping
keep-
more money
They
in.
keep making sure that
Jeez.
that
The
it's
mouse.
extended.
Right.
The mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when you think about things that are
Could
in the
stay
public
the way it is.
domain in that way, it's like Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah.
very, very old
Things that are like pre-1910.
Right.
Yep.
Which is insane.
Are you talking about the mean one? The movie, The Mean One?
The mean one, Mr. Wait, what?
Huh?
So John looked up. First of all, he's searching on Yahoo, so I think we know how we got this
Massive
answer.
L, John, get out of here.
It was just I googled it. It was just. This,
Oh,
We're looking
really?
at this screenshot of a horror adaptation of The Grinch called The Mean One,
Oh,
with horrible prosthetics and bad CGI.
so people already did it.
So it's just
no, it's coming out December 15th.
Yuck.
So the Grinch is in public domain right now.
or
They're
they
the one-
have a workaround or a
Or they're just
parody
making it.
law or they're
Right.
just doing it.
Right, a
Or
parody,
they're
like
just doing
a
it.
XYZ
I have a fun story.
films.
like he's Mr. Like
Please tell it.
Gronch.
No,
He's the
it's not
Grinch.
actually the Grinch. It's
You're
just
a
a
mean
green
one.
guy dressed in a.
Yeah.
Green
costume.
Nice.
Gronch.
He's
Okay.
not. It's just they say it's like a
Unrelated.
take on it, but it's
A
not
parody.
actually. Yeah.
A bit
Yeah.
related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit.
A bit related.
That is
I'm
related.
gonna try and center myself, slow down,
Yeah.
and just tell a little story about something that I saw on YouTube this week. They made a movie, a covert Disney World horror movie, where the crew all had to pretend to be families of like family people making home movies, but actually there were actors who had mics on them, and it was this whole covert operation horror movie that they were making, that they were filming completely at Disney World and a little bit at
Sounds
Disneyland.
kinda fucked.
Yeah. And I think like some people kind of like it. It wasn't like really, really good, so that kind of failed in it becoming like a cult classic thing. But Disney finds out about it, and their thought process, which was honestly, I don't want to say genius because that condones mega Disney, and I don't really like Disney as a corp. But their idea for how to handle it was to basically not handle it, not give them the attention that would have propelled them into the news and into the media. They kept it as small as possible and tried to make sure that nobody knew about this unsanctioned Disney World horror weird movie that had been filmed and was about to be like released.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah, so they swept it under the rug instead of
Well,
like taking
keep it
instead
down there.
of taking legal action or whatever, because they had the right to take legal action. But had they taken legal action, it would have exploded in popularity. Everybody would be like,
Right.
"Oh my gosh, this crazy weird horror movie that they're being sued for. We can go watch it.
Yeah.
We can literally watch
Whoa.
it."
No, it all circles back.
But
That's why they didn't assassinate Mr. Lazar.
Wow.
It all circles back.
Guys, what does that mean about society?
Sometimes doing nothing
is a bad thing to do.
is better than doing something.
Oh,
Huh.
sometimes
But always do something. if
you got to
can.
break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Yep. And on
There you
that
go.
note,
When do you guys want to take it out?
I don't know how to do
God,
that.
I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry
so
for
sorry
what we've
about
done
everything.
and talked about. I'm sorry for everything that we talked about and all the aliens that we talked about. You're welcome
I'm
for
sorry.
the birds that we
sorry
talked
to all
about.
the aliens that feel they were
You know,
misrepresented.
this is
it's
great.
not about the It's not about the treasures of the ending of the goals. It's about the birds we make along the way.
Just after every podcast, we just rate each section of it.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Apologize.
Atlantis was a terrible thing to start with. I did not have the research
No,
prepared to tackle
I'm so
the myth
I
of
didn't think
Atlantis.
that- I'm sorry we're late because we were discovering the lost city of Atlantis would bring us to such terrible times.
Well, because I was like, oh, I literally watched a bunch of shit about Atlantis this morning, but I haven't digested it all yet.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Damn.
Anyway,
So I give that a 5.5.
RoboBird, 10 out of 10.
yeah,
RoboBird,
RoboBird was
10 out of 10. I'm
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
glad
good-
that we could
that's a
have like
good
a
bit.
learning moment, a life
I'm glad that
A
you
life
learned
lesson
to bend
moment.
the rules.
that
true.
birds can be robo.
Don't put a bird in a box.
Right.
Don't put a bird in a
Guys,
box.
and that's what, if there's anything to take away from
Nobody
the podcast,
puts birdie in the box.
don't put bird in a box.
don't put the bird in the box. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for After Hours. About 5 minutes after we shut down here. Make sure to follow us on social medias. We have an Instagram, we have a TikTok, we have YouTube. Got a lot of different content going up on those different places. We're also on Spotify, so listen to our podcast there. And thanks for watching.
Love you.